Hello and welcome to my first video. I'm going to be showing you what's in my pencil case. This is quite a big pencil case. I got this from Taobao.com in China, which is a little bit like the equivalent of a Chinese eBay, but I don't believe you bid on things. I think it's just the equivalent of everything being on Buy It Now. But you do need a Chinese bank account and address, but there are lots of agents you can buy through where it all ships to them and then they ship it over to you, kind of like bundling everything together. And due to how cheap everything can cost, I mean, this was... I'm totally just grasping at straws here. I will double check before I upload this, but I think this was about $150, which you'd pay easily over in the UK. You'd easily pay £7-8 for something like this. So when you counter in all the money you can save, even though EMS shipping can be quite expensive, you do actually end up saving quite a lot. So anyway, and this is my first video. I absolutely love stationery and pens and paper and planners and all those bits and pieces. I can't stop touching her hair, it's really smooth. So this is my first video and it's a what's in my pencil case. So I have about 5 pencil cases, but this is my main pencil case, which I keep next to my table, my coffee table if you like, and it's kind of got a bit of everything in it. So I've got a deco tape, which I absolutely love these. I've got loads of these, but this one's sort of quite nice and generic. So I've got like a coffee one, a crocodile one, and a ladybird one, and some Sanrio and Sanex ones. So I like this one because it's, you know, who doesn't like some hearts on things? So I've got a deco tape. I've got a correction tape. I got this from eBay. I think it was 99p for 2. It was really good. I've got this, which is a teeny tiny tape measure. So handy if I need to do something longer than what my ruler would allow, which my ruler is quite small. Let me see if I can grab it. I'm kind of looking through the lens into my pencil case. So it's a bit tricky. Oh, there we go. There's the ruler. It's quite a small ruler. It's very cute and dinky, and it's kind of got a bit of a curve to it. I think it's like an acrylic ruler. So yeah, handy if I need to measure anything longer than that for paper and things like that. I've got a couple of multicolour pens. I've got a Coletto special edition in here. Oh, I must have 3 in here then. Maybe I didn't put that one in. Ah, yes, I did. Here we go. So I've got a couple of Colettos. I actually find those very, very fine to write with. And as a lefty, I don't know if it's exclusive to people who are left-handed, but as somebody who is left-handed, I don't know whether that means I'm more heavy-handed in my writing, but I find it makes my writing a bit scratchy. So this was the first ever, apart from the Bic British type multicolour pens you can get, I think they're by Bic, this was my first Japanese multicolour pen. And I was a bit disappointed with it, but I knew that was my preference. It wasn't to do with the quality of the pen, because everybody raves about Colettos. So I then tried a Unistyle fit, and this was actually one of my first orders from Taobao. I really liked the Hello Kitty ink refills you could get for it, and when you push one of the inks down, it obviously exposes the pattern a little more. And this one isn't quite as fine as the Coletto, so I do prefer it, but it's great for colour coding and things like that when I'm writing in my Filofax or my traveller's notebook. And next year I got a Hobonichi Techo not that long ago for my birthday off my father. So, well, he gave me some money and I got it out of some of the money he gave me. And so I really kind of want to use that as a journal and go crazy with colour and things like that. So these will be very handy as one of the mediums. I've then got a couple of normal biros. I've got this one here. I'm absolutely loving mint and pink at the moment. Or just mint. Or just pink, really. The 2 of them together are really cute. And that's, I think this is a gel pen, but it's quite close to a biro. And that's really quite smooth to write with. I have a similar one with a rabbit on, which again is a really cute colour. I've got so many pens more than I know what to do with, but these are the ones I suppose that are my absolute favourites. I've got a separate pencil case with a set of friction pens that I imported from Japan, and I keep those separate, but I do have some different type of friction pens which I'm going to pull out now. They're much finer nib. I know I've got a black one. Here it is. They're a much finer nib, and these ones are again by Uni, and it's a 0.38 nib, so it's quite fine, but it's also erasable, or is that a word? I'm not sure. It's got the fine silicone type rubber end, but you can see here how fine the pen nib. No, I didn't actually take the nib off. You can see there how fine the nib is. But I don't mind writing with these ones, because if I do make mistakes, they really are quite genius in the way that they rub out. You can still see shadowing on the paper, but you'd most likely be writing over it again anyway, and it's pretty much untraceable then. So I really like those, especially when I'm quite neat with my planners, so I hate it if I make mistakes. Previously, if I've screwed up an insert page, I have reordered those pages just so I don't have a crap page in my planner, in my Filofax. So to be able to have pens that I can erase is fantastic. I mean, I do have correction tape obviously, but that's nowhere near as good. And then I have a couple of other Miffy type pens. Let me just grab the other one. And these again are like biro, quite fine. I'm just trying to see if it's got written on there the nib size. I don't think it does. But this one's like a biro. And that's blue. And this is red. Let's get everything facing around the same way. And they're really nice, and they remind me a lot of the Dr. Grips, which I believe are by Pilot. It's got kind of the silicone rubber that you can hold between your fingers, and again, because I'm likely quite heavy-handed with my writing, that's really good to alleviate any kind of burning you get, especially by there when you're writing. So I really like those. When I'm doing any kind of doodling or anything like that, I'm not confident enough to do it in pen first, so I'll always use a pencil, and this is quite a thick nib pencil actually. It's a mechanical pencil by Statler, and you can see it's quite thick, but I like that because again it doesn't come out scratchy. Let me just pop that back in, and then of course I've got an eraser, and I like the fact it's got a lid on it, so it doesn't get grimy or dirty or anything like that, and it's great for mistakes. Although this does have a pull-out eraser at the top, which is actually quite good. I do tend to use it because it's just right at the top and it's quick and easy access. But for larger areas, this is brilliant. And then I've got, for doodles again and things like that, I've got this, which is the Pentel PH 1508, I believe, and it has several different colours, which are basically like small crayons or lots of different coloured leads, and again very thick. Let me just pop one out. You can see there it's very thick. Which I prefer because I wouldn't want to be drawing anything fine in coloured lead anyway. I'd always want to be doing, you know, colouring a bit of an area. So that's great for quick doodles in my planner or my traveller's notebook, especially my passport traveller's notebook, which I'm quite new to but tend to carry around with me everywhere. Let me just grab that. I'm quite new to traveller's notebooks. Oh, I'm dropping all the pens. Bear with me a second. But this is great to carry around with me and to pop things in quickly and be quite rough and ready with it. So it's so handy to have kind of a bit of everything: biros, colours, pencils, crayons if you like, erasers. I've then got some fine detail scissors because quite often I'll want to cut something out and pop it in my traveller's notebook or my planner. So something fine like that is great for popping stamps in or anything like that. I've then got a glue roller. This one is by Dovecraft, but it's crap. I bought it from eBay, and that's no slant on the brand name because I don't know whether these are old stock. They didn't come in a box. The seller wasn't particularly very helpful with customer service, etc. So I have some different ones on the way from, I think they're called Snowflake in purple packaging, but a glue roller, which is always handy again for sticking things in your planner. And for when I'm done doodling things, I like to outline them. This is quite fine. Again, it's 0.38. I do have some finer nibbed ones. I have some Copic, and I have some other brand name ones, which I can't, it's not Uniball. I can't remember the name of them, but they were recommended to me by at Love Cynthia, who does lovely doodles, a French lady who does some fantastic artwork, and they are bleed proof and waterproof, etc, etc. But for something quick and you know, a bit of dirty outlining, the Moji liner is perfect, but just not too great with watercolors or anything like that. I've learned from experience there. I've then got one highlighter in here. This is a preppy highlighter. I got this from Goulet Pens, and it's refillable, which is great. I've got a cartridge in there at the moment, but I do have a bottle of Noodler's fluorescent pink ink. So apply a little... I can't remember the gum. It's a gum that you apply. It's a silicone type gum and a lacquer band, and then you can actually fill this with ink, which I will do when the cartridge runs out. So that's just a highlighter I keep on me. I've got a load of gel highlighters, which seem to be becoming very popular, but I've got them in a separate pencil case because I have sort of about 10 or 12 of those. But for quick highlighting, again, this is just my main pencil case that kind of has a little bit of everything. And the final things I have are a couple of fountain pens. This is a Platinum Plaisir fountain pen, which is a beautiful fountain pen. I've currently got black ink in it at the moment, which I am regretting. I got this from eBay, and it came with a black cartridge, and I was so desperate to use the pen that I couldn't wait any longer for the Noodler's ink I had on the way, and I popped the black cartridge in there, and I really don't like black fountain ink. Personal preference, but I'll use the cartridge up. I don't want to waste anything. Although I don't know how I'm going to use it up because I don't bloody write with it. But I'll get there. Maybe I'll just write my name over and over again, which I tend to do if I'm on the phone. And my age for some reason. So yes, I'll use that up, but that is an incredibly smooth fountain pen, but it's got quite a thick nib. It's actually a medium nib, but it, again, because I think I'm heavy-handed, it writes quite thickly, which if you're not writing on good quality paper, for example, when I first wrote on the Filofax inserts, the bleeding was, oh my goodness, it was horrific. But if you're writing on quality inserts, for example, I use and recommend Kimmy's, K-I-M-M-I-S. That's fantastic quality for fountain pen, very smooth. I'll have to see how it works on the Tomo River paper in the Hobonichi Techi, because I do primarily write in fountain. And then the last fountain I have in here, one of my favourites, is my Dex fountain pen. And I have a purple ink in here. And I really do quite like it. Again, it's got a medium nib, but it doesn't seem to splay as much as the Platinum Plaisir. So I do tend to reach for this one, not just for the nib, but also because it's got the nicer colour ink in it. I like to use a purple ink because it's closest in, I suppose, palette to blue and black in that it's dark and it's not quite as bright and maybe not offensive as a sky blue or a green or a pink. So I like a purple. It's kind of not too daunting to look at every day in your planner. So yeah, that's everything in my pencil case. This is my first video, so I'm holding this with my hand, so it's obviously not the best quality. I'm filming on my iPhone 5S, but I hope that it's good enough quality to be able to see everything and you know, give you any inspiration or product or brand ideas. If you want to know about any product in particular, then just ask, and obviously I'll help wherever I can and link to different bits and pieces. And yeah, that's it really. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.